This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
And welcome in to a Friday night episode of the LowcoSports Lowdown. Wes Kerr and Max Arraj here with you. Justin Jarrett with his baseball coaching duties over the weekend, but we got to see each other and head over to the farm tonight over at Patrick Henry. And unfortunately, there was no joy to be found at the farm as the Patrick Henry Academy Patriots drop a heartbreaker 6-5 in a back and forth contest in the third and deciding game of the Skeeza 2A semifinal series. So it'll be the Cavaliers who move on to face Dorchester Academy in the championship series next week. So PHA ousted. They will not defend their title. Tough way to see it end, especially when you look at all that those Ferry brothers have done, Forrest and you. Tough way to finish up, but certainly legends here as PHA Patriots, and just a tough one to let slip away because you had multiple opportunities to silence those Calhoun Academy bats. A couple of untimely errors late in innings gave them an extra out and they capitalized, and then a couple changes go Beggy on the offensive side. And really, unfortunately, the difference in this ball game. But Max, unfortunate to see these Patrick Henry Patriots fall just short here in what was a thrilling Game 3.
Yeah, disappointing loss for defending state champions, man. It's a tough way to go. A 6-5 loss, a one-run game. I mean, first off, what a game it was. I mean, you and I were both out there. We got to see firsthand how great of a game it was, how competitive, how passionate of a game it was. Unfortunately, it didn't go the Patriots' way, but that senior class is leaving, Patrick Henry Academy with the state title under their belt. It's not something many people get to do.
Football championship this fall, so very successful year for the Patrick Henry Academy Patriots. It was a tough night overall because Hilton Head Prep fell 14-0 in the Skeeza 3A bracket. Half of the brackets, the championship of that, determine who moves on to play Hilton Head Christian Academy in the state final series in Skeeza 3A. So Prep just falling flat against a really good PD team. No shame in that. That's a terrific PD Academy squad. We saw them in action on Sea Pines a couple of days ago. So unfortunate for Hilton Head Prep. You had the opportunity, just unable to really capitalize on it. But that's, once again, a really good PD Academy side that put its offense out in full force and shut down the Dolphins lineup, punched their ticket. But we do have a team still fighting. The May River Softball Sharks get it done again, this time on the road, downing Lugoff Elgin, an impressive win, 9-1. So they have battled all the way through the losers bracket, and now they will have a chance to play West Florence tomorrow. And if they beat them twice, they'll get to the lower state finals. What a run it has been for these May River Sharks, and it's not done yet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a game. We expected that to be a much closer game. That's a very, very strong, very competitive Lugoff Elgin team. Pretty much all season long. I did some of the research on them before they played the game today, and that Lugoff Elgin team was no joke. And for May River to go out, drive up to Lugoff Elgin and layeth the smackdown on Lugoff Elgin, they get the win, and now you got to play West Florence. But what an impressive win by May River to fight through the losers bracket, and now they have a chance of making it to the lower state finals. So yeah, really impressive. Anna Caraballo was absolutely outstanding tonight. She pitched a great game, 7 innings pitched, no earned runs, 6 hits, 2 strikeouts. That's an impressive outing and something they desperately needed in that game, with their backs up against the wall. And then on the other side of it, she was 2 for 5 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs. So, I mean, she contributed on both sides for May River tonight. And, there are other players as well from May River who really, stepped up in this game. Michaela Landry, Allie Belcher, and Olivia Nagel. All 3 of them, along with Anna, they really put together a great game and one of best put together games I think I've seen out of May River this season.
Yeah, they're firing all cylinders, not just pitching wise, but they've been getting hot at the plate as well. And that's a tough team to beat going forward. West Florence is going to have to work if they want to shut them down. I expect May River to put up a strong fight on the road, so that will be tomorrow because the game that was supposed to be on Thursday against Lugov Elgin got pushed today because of the crazy weather that we saw yesterday. But the Sharks are still alive. Great to see that for May River. One other score tonight. Unfortunately, another not so great one for Patrick Henry, the boys soccer Patriots following in the Skiza won a semifinal 7-3 to the Kings Academy. So that will mark the end of the road for the PHA boys. We still have some soccer to look forward to tomorrow. 2 state championship games right here in the Low Country. We got Hilton Head Prep, AP2, and Holy Trinity Buford Academy. We'll get to those later. We'll kind of preview at the end of the show, but those will be in the Low Country, in the Loco at Hilton Head Christian Academy. So I will be there to capture those 2 games. Really excited to get some more state championship games after we had basketball right here in the Low Country as well. But Max, let's go back to the game we were at. Just a heartbreaking way for Patrick Henry to fall short. Put up a very strong effort. They got out in front, got that first run. Then that 3-run second was killer, had a tough error, and then a couple of hardworking infield hits, and then back-to-back walks. And it just felt like it was a couple of mistakes that went against Patrick Henry that decided this game. Credit to the Patriots for continuing to fight back. They were down 2 runs multiple times. They were down 3-1, came back to tie it. They were down 5-3 and came back to tie it as we went to the 6th, and that's where the deciding run was scored in the top half of that 6th inning. A wild pitch to send in Leighton, the leadoff hitter for Calhoun Academy, and that served to be the difference. Patrick Henry did bring the tying run to second base, down by 1 in the 7th. Had an opportunity to try to steal it after 2 straight outs, hit by a pitch and a walk to Andrew Searles to give a chance for Jacob Corley. Unfortunately, unable to get done. What a beautiful catch, though, to end the game in the outfield. That would look like a chance to drop and probably would have scored potentially that tying run. So Patrick Henry was so close to pulling off another miraculous win. Well, not as miraculous as last year when they were down like 5 or 6 runs, but still almost saw some more magic at the farm. It was not to be this year, but tremendous run for those Patriots, and what a legacy that those Ferry brothers leave behind.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they were the defending state champions this season. They had a great season last year. Another great season this year, just fell a little bit short tonight, and it is a real heartbreaker. A 1-run game is never fun to finish off your season. But it shows that they fought. It was a hard-fought game by both teams, and I first experience for me at the farm, and what a first experience it was. Just seeing the excitement from the fan base. The student section was absolutely terrific tonight for PHA. The right field mafia, man, doing their thing, setting off fireworks and honking them horns, and so what a great atmosphere it is over at the farm. And it's a tough way to see the season end for the Patriots, and we look forward to seeing them hopefully compete again for a state title next season. And I will be definitely going out to some more games on the baseball end of things next season, because my God, that was so much fun to be at tonight. And I feel bad for the Patriots, but that senior class is leaving behind a legacy. They're leaving behind a state championship that they won. So it's a real special thing for that senior class to leave. Yeah, they may not be leaving on a high note, but they left knowing that they won a state championship, and not many people get to do that. So, it's a real cool opportunity. But yeah, unfortunately, just not the way it should have, not the way it ended up going for Patrick Henry Academy tonight.
You wish it would have ended differently for those seniors. I mean, they have
the
irreplaceable parts of football, basketball, who had a good run as well, in this baseball team. And, that was so much fun. The 2 trips I've had so far, the farm, hopefully get back there next season. hoping for another visit this year, but wasn't meant to be in the cards in that 6-5 defeat we saw today. But what a year it's been for the Ferry brothers and these Patrick Henry squads. That football state championship, unbelievable. Incredible comeback. And Ferry brothers helped spark it, and that was really fun to be a part of in person. And their fan base is awesome. I mean, it's hard to find other fan bases in Skeeza who are more energetic. I'll tell you, Calhoun brought a lot of fans. They traveled well.
They did. They really did. I think they brought the entire. I'm pretty sure they brought the entire school with them. Pretty much, there were a lot of Calhoun fans out there, but there are a lot of PHA fans too. And I can't think of a more, watching that game, I couldn't think of a more devoted fan base than Patrick Henry's fan base is. And that's not just for baseball; that's for all sports. When it comes to Patrick Henry Academy, they are, something they get into. They are so devoted and supporting their sports teams, and so I look forward to going out for a lot more games over at the farm.
Yeah, they only call it the farm on the baseball side, but the football field's right. You probably saw it when you were there. It was right next door, and it's another really pretty venue. And I love just seeing the sun go down over the trees. It just has that, Iowa Field of Dreams kind of feel to it. And that's something you don't see all the time in this area. It's just a really fun place to watch a baseball game. It just feels like you're going back to the roots of the sport. And I mean, you have the energy from the fans, and it just really feels like a fun place to watch a baseball game. And I had a great time again tonight, and I got some pulled pork, and I'm very thankful for the love that I've gotten and that we've gotten at Patrick Henry. This is a school that we picked up recently in terms of our coverage when we expanded to Hampton County, and they have been all in, and they always love, seeing myself come over there, and it's just that everyone recognized me. It was really cool to see, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate covering these young men and women to see them do their thing, and really fun to watch this school compete and come out with some success in those last few state championships that we saw them put together another deep run together in baseball. But once again, so appreciate all the support and all the love that we always get when we go over there and watch Patrick Henry compete.
Yeah, absolutely. That love was definitely there tonight for you and for me. So I'm famous now in Hampton County apparently. So I enjoy it. I enjoyed my time out there, and oh boy, I can't wait to go out for a football game in the fall, man. I can't wait. That's gonna be so much fun to go and watch.
State champions coming back, so that should be a lot of fun. Certainly some to replace, but I expect Stricklander to, give us a rundown soon about what we expect to see out there on the football field. I'm sure there's some solid talent coming back and some youth coming up as well. And a lot of
spring football is right around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3 months away from August, and we're getting into it quickly. We got spring ball coming up across the Low Country, so that's coming very soon. But before we finish up here at the farm, I wanted to give a shout out to Brayton Peoples, who was sensational on the mound. And I mean, you look at the stats, and most of the runs that Calhoun scored were off errors. Now, he did factor into one of those errors, but when you just look at his output on the mound, 5 2/3, 6 hits, 1 earned run, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts, a couple of free passes you wish you wouldn't have seen him give, but loved his compete out there. And just when he faced some adversity, found a way to get out of it, because it could have bottomed out at times, and Calhoun could have ran away with it. But Peoples able to make a couple of important pitches throughout this game to keep this one striking distance and give their offense a chance. And just tough to see some errors factored in, but you can't ask much more in a winner-take-all elimination game from the performance you saw from Peoples and the compete you saw from out on the mound. I was impressed.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great atmosphere, and I have fallen in love with that area, man. It is so much fun and so exciting, no matter what game it is. So, congratulations on a great season for PHA, and not the way you wanted to go, wanted to finish, but I have no doubt they will be, back next year competing again for a chance at a state title.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're right back in the mix come 2025. But we still have a team alongside Hilton Head Christian Academy who is, already booked their spots with 2 straight wins over Williamsburg. Unfortunately, Hilton Head Prep could not join them, a 14-0 loss to PD Academy. So that will be who the Eagles face. PD, a very common rival that we've seen in football, and that would be the baseball championship series. So we still have your Eagles alive, and we still have on the high school league side, the May River Sharks, who,
Yeah.
as we see at the top, are still fighting, and they did it on the road this time, 9-1 over Lugoff Elgin, and came out strong, scored, won the first, and then put up a big 5 spot in the second to really gain some separation, and that's hard to come back from, and especially that's enough runs to give Anna Carabello the way that she's pitching in another lights out performance. As you mentioned, no earned runs, 2 Ks, 6 hits, just dominant form once again. And what a combination 1-2 punch we've seen in the circle recently with Anna Carabello and then Olivia Nagel. They both have turned it up and have been the difference makers in helping May River continue to play this spring.
Yeah, I mean, Nagel pitched a great game the other night, I guess, against Lucy Beckham, I believe it was.
Yep.
And, now Caraballo tonight with a massive showing out on the circle for them against a very good Lugoff Elgin softball program. And, it shows me this May River team, when their backs up are up against the wall, they really know how to fight and find ways to win. And they have certainly done that through the losers bracket, and have marched all the way through the losers bracket to now having a chance just 2 games away from a chance at the lower state finals. And it's really a really impressive showing by what has been a really good May River team all year. But, they lost that game to start out their playoffs, and then they just had to fight their way back all the way through. And boy, what an amazing show of fight and determination that May River has shown in front of us throughout the last couple weeks.
Yeah, that is far from easy. This is an 8-team bracket, double elimination. It is not easy at all to drop your first game and get all the way to the final game of the bracket, which is where they're at now. They'll have to beat West Florence twice, but this is it. If they win 2 more, they'll be the champs of the bracket, coming all the way out from the beginning of the losers bracket. And obviously a lot more work to be done, but you look at where the path that they've been on, they nearly got that first win of North Myrtle Beach and had a couple of base runners and a chance to walk it off at home in that first game, lost 5-3. But as you said, continue to fight in that one despite losing. You saw, the potential of what this team could do, and then they show it with a string of victories in a row, including win over West Side. And they take care of Irmo, Lucy Beckham, then Lugoff Elgin, and now they get West Florence with all the house money. I would expect West Florence, the expected favorite, but the way this May River team has been playing, the way they could beat you in multiple ways with the shutdown pitching that we've seen, and then the offense really coming alive. It's really not just been one of those players. It's been a whole bunch of Sharks who have carried the load, and that is great to see when you have multiple players find a way to get on base paths and get some timely clutch hits. And that team has really found some great confidence among each other. And so you look at this West Florence team, obviously you could take a look at some common opponents. I think the opportunity is there. I mean, they beat Lugoff Elgin 4-1. May River, crushed them by even more. Irmo, they both shut out. So, there's not much, it seems, between these 2 squads. And the way May River has been playing, just continuing to grind and fight out there, I think they have a real chance to do this thing, in my opinion, especially the way that both Carabello and Nagel are pitching. Now, I'm interested to see what they do if they go back to Nagel and continue that rotation and then throw Carabello in if they get to the if game, if you will.
Yeah.
Will they go back to Carabello again? I would think they continue that rotation to Nagel. because you really like what she gets Lucy Beckham. You trust her to deliver. But it's great to have two pitchers you can rely on because that's not always the case. And It makes it tough to beat when you have two players pitching well as they are right now.
Yeah, and it's dominant pitching, but in a different way, to be honest. I mean, you look at that strikeout number, not really high. They're more of a ground ball and pop fly kind of pitching duo. They don't find ways to strike you out. They find ways to make you get the bat to the ball and find double plays, find easy pop flies. I mean, that's the kind of dominant pitching that they have shown, through the season and throughout the playoffs. And it's interesting. You don't ever see that very often from two pitchers, let alone one. They're always go for the strikeout, go for the strikeout. But these two pitchers in Nagel and Caraballo are more get the bat to the ball, find a way to get easy ground balls, easy pop flies, and limit your pitches. And that's what they've done really all season long, and it's been really impressive to watch. And the way Nagel's been pitching, I have no doubt in my mind they would go to her for game one because I think they're confident enough that she can get the job done in game one for May River. So I would expect them to go with Nagel in game one and go with Caraballo in game two. I think that's the route to take. And then we'll see what happens game three. Who they decide to end up going
no,
to.
it's a demolition bracket, so it's not a best of three series. They have to beat them twice.
It's
They
two
really
games,
lose the bracket. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, that's right. So it is two. It's two games. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, my apologies.
You have to win two in a row, and so But I agree with you on the fact that I would go with Nagel on Saturday. And if they win again, they have to come back on Monday and I believe play there again at West Florence, and then I would expect to see Caraballo try to finish the job. And if they do that, we'll get another home game in a lower state championship series, which would be quite confident just figuring where they were a couple days ago. So huge congrats to May River. They continue to fight on. And I'm impressed by the development and the growth of those young ladies. I think they really found something late in the season. I think that senior day win, they really put it all together and they maintained that throughout these playoffs. And it hasn't just been one bat. Michaela Landry has been sensational. Allie Belcher, Grace Murdaugh, and Ropelt as well delivered the 2-week game. Olivia Nagel and then Johns in the 9 spot. So they have a bunch of bats that are swinging really, really well right now. They're swinging the stick well, and it is tough when you have that kind of collective hitting and confidence at the plate that May River has right now, and combine that with the efficiency that we're seeing. They're not two strikeout pitchers, but they just know how to pick up outs. The defense does a great job behind them. And give credit to the way they've been playing defensively, because you have to do that in the playoffs. Baseball, softball, you can't give them free outs. We've talked about it all playoffs long, and this team they find a way to make the plays they need to and get out of jams. And it's just been really fun to see this team continue to compete and thrive, and they definitely benefit by having a lot of home games. They had a ton of home games early in the playoffs. The seeding, they had to earn the seeding because they beat Lucy Beck and get that higher seed, so it was well earned. But nice for them to be able to get a couple of home games. Playing in front of the home crowd is always nice, and then now take it on the road, which they have done. So I think that the opportunity is really there for this Sharks team to pull off 2 more wins and get to the final 4 of 4A softball, which would be an outstanding accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be a very outstanding accomplishment, especially with how they started the playoffs with that loss to Myrtle Beach. And it's impressive to see them, fight their way through these playoffs. And now you are 2 games away from making it to the Final 4. So it's really impressive by this May River team. And I am excited for their game tomorrow against West Florence. It should be a really good one. The way May River's been playing, I have a feeling it's going to be two close games. If it has to come to 2 games, I think it'll be both real close games. But I expect May River to be at their best tomorrow against West Florence, and I believe they can get the job done and fight another day to that next game against West Florence.
Yeah, so if they win tomorrow, they would be winner-take-all game for the brackets to get to the lower state finals would also be at West Florence. So they would have to go twice, which I get it. You'd love to see like a potential neutral side or a chance to lose, but I understand why West Florence gets to play both on their home field. But they've been road warriors. They know it can be done, and not going to bet against this River team. By the way, they've been playing collectively in all phases right now, and fun to watch. Be able to be at a couple of those home playoff games, and fans are great. Energy's outstanding, and the students have taken into supporting this team and following this team, and you love to see that. And a lot of these friends of these players have been cheering them on, and I'm excited to see how far this team could take it as we get into this lower states half brackets championship, if you will, coming up on Saturday. So we'll keep an eye on that one. That will be, of course, HHCA. So I'll definitely be checking that on my phone throughout the day. Don't have a start time. I'm expecting it'll probably be around noon or 1, somewhere around then. But we'll let you know when we get a start time. And then we mentioned it earlier, but the other score we had today, Patrick Henry boys soccer falling 7-3 to the Kings Academy. So that will do it for the PHA boys soccer squad. And that's it in terms of today's scores. It's certainly coming to a close in the spring sports season. Just a couple teams left. Beaufort back in action tomorrow, and then we'll talk about Yep. So certainly dwindling, but when the number of teams get smaller, that means the stakes of the games get bigger. Like every game is huge. It means a lot.
Yeah, it does. It really does. 100%. So we got a good few games tomorrow that we're really excited about.
We'll get to that later.
Talk about that later on the show. Yeah.
To give our sponsors some shout outs, our MVP sponsors. And our first one is, of course, Megan Jarrett, the wife of the founder of LowcoSports, Justin Jarrett, and biggest behind-the-scenes supporter of LowcoSports since the start. And now she's an agent ready to help you find your starter home or your forever home in the Lowco. And she is absolutely terrific with all that she does. We appreciate all that she accomplishes as a tremendous realtor, and not only that, but one of the biggest fans of LowcoSports. Appreciate her, the official realtor of LowcoSports and the Queen Bee of the Lowco Hive. Homegrown home inspections, a terrific job that they do. If you're building a new home, you can't afford to do it without phase inspection from Homegrown Home Inspections. Will be your eyes and ears and your biggest advocate until move-in day. And then the Mickelson Law Firm, our first sponsors, and they're still with us 6 years later, which is a testament to people and the community leaders that they are. Terrific sponsors, and that's you get your call on the Mickelson team for all your legal needs. And then Hospice Care of the Low Country. We love the wonderful caring staff at Hospice Care of the Low Country, and I've seen firsthand how hard they work and how much they care. CEO James Disman, a great friend, and he leads a tremendous team. So many amazing events that they sponsor and help put on around the Low Country, including the Yacht Hop coming up, which I believe is close to taking place May 18th. It's coming up, but that's a great event that they do, and just the amazing job that they do to make it a smooth and effective process. So when it comes to end of life care, as they say, Hospice Care of the Low Country, it's not about dying, it's about living. So those are our MVP sponsors. And we talked about the games that just went on today. There's a couple other news items I wanted to get to that I saw throughout the day as we proceed towards the very end of the school year. Is signings wrapping up. We've seen a couple of athletes make commitments across the Lowco, and it's always a fun time to see these young men win pen to paper and realize the dreams that they've had for a while. One of the most fun opportunities I've had to cover throughout my experience here at LowcoSports. And we had a couple of those throughout these last few weeks. And I I really love those chances to see those kids, make it official. And that's one that we will always remember and think about as they move on. I mean, what they do here in the Low Country, and we've had a couple signed recently, but a couple other stories and news items that I'm looking through here in the Lowco recently. Garvin Douglas, the former May River football player, has announced that his recruitment is open. Had a tremendous career as a Shark, and he is transferring from Savannah State. So he's trying to find a new home. Multi-talented, versatile star, looking for a new home. Took over as quarterback late in his career at May River, and he is a total package, a built athlete who can kind of take on a number of roles. So I'm excited to see where that goes as his recruitment opens up that time of year where the transfer portal doing its thing. You see guys find new homes, and I'm excited to see where he ends up. Pleasure to watch when he was at May River, electric quarterback, but they've used him in other spots as well. But senior year, he really took over as a strong quarterback for the Sharks, and I'm excited to see what they do in the future over there. And speaking of standouts here in the Loco on the soccer field, some other news at Buford High. Another strong year for the Eagles boys soccer team. We got William Kaiserling, Brendan Ford, Darren Willis, and Matthew Ferries, all named all-region players in the Region 8 South Carolina High School League 3A. Congratulations to those four. Terrific job. And the way that they grew throughout the season was really fun to watch. That's a terrific program. I'm really proud of this Buford team and the effort they continue to build. Certainly not as far as they went last year as they got to the state championship game in 2023, but another terrific year for the Buford High Eagles, and really impressed with all those guys. And some other news coming across, Darian Perry, another former May River Shark, earning accolades for outstanding academic achievement at Anderson. Great to see that from him, a former star over there on that May River defense, but not just putting the work in on the field, but also in the classroom, which is great to see, over a 3.0. I mean, you have to have the dedication to deliver in the classroom. I mean, you're getting education at the end of the day. Football is important, but you have to be strong academically and have that drive, that mindset. And great to see him getting rewarded with that. And then another former Shark making news in a graduate from Clemson, Ty Olnichuk, one of those for the May River Sharks. And, great to see him walk across that stage. That's, really an amazing honor and something to really be proud of. And that's Will Taylor we're talking about. Will Taylor is the graduate of Clemson from May River Sharks. So huge congratulations to him, and always a bittersweet moment, no matter it's the high school or the college stage, to see these graduates walk across stage. It's that time of year, and you love to see these amazing young men, young women who have worked really hard in the classroom and on the field move on to the next chapter. Such a bittersweet moment, but especially it's great to keep an eye on those college athletes. And I always love when I see them at in the winter in the basketball gyms when they're home from school, or in the springtime after they finish up there, and just to continue to see what they do after they finish up here in the Lowco and then beyond. It's always fun.
Yeah, it is. I always love that Christmas break time of the year, where I can see some friends I haven't seen in a really long time, and some former players that I used to coach at the middle school level who now graduated and they're off in college now, and It's always fun to see them come back here to the Low Country and catch up with them and talk with them as we're watching a basketball game. And it's always just fun and exciting to see them walk across the stage once again. And I'm sure that's a great feeling, especially for some former Loco sports athletes that we have covered over the years. So yeah, great. It's a great time of the year to see some great friends and great athletes, former athletes, walk across that stage.
Yeah, always special and bittersweet as well for myself, who have seen them grow and produce as players, and more importantly, as students and eventual leaders of their wherever they decide to go. So, a lot of fun there, and we congratulate each and every one of them. And then going back to another item that we talked about earlier, and that is the All American football camp over at Hilton Head High School, which is one of the most amazing things that we get to be a part of in the springtime after all the spring sports finish up. It's May 17th through the 19th, and once again, we're creating an exceptional cast of standouts from the college stage and beyond. Some more Seahawks like Jalen Sneed, of course, Puna Ford, and then some other names that have been there in the past, and some that are making their way for the first time. But a couple from Ohio State, a couple from Notre Dame. We got offensive lineman Billy Schroff, and then C.J. Hicks, linebacker from Ohio State, including Penn State wide receiver Julian Fleming. A lot of these guys coming back for multiple years. I mean, Julian Fleming coming back for a second straight year. He was there last season, so great to see him once again be a part of this. And then one of my faves, who was a part of it last year and a number of years as well as fourth year, a name that you probably remember that making waves in both college level and then the NFL, Rodrigo Blankenship, the
Yeah.
kicking standout, will be here for the fourth year in a row, or fourth year. I don't know if it's 4 years in a row, but all in all, fun guy to be around. I got to be a part of that last year and really loved working with the kids. Very energetic, and that's a nice pickup once again by BJ Payne, a well-known kicker at his position, and someone who just really loves to be a part of this to help the kids.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. I've not been to the camp, so I haven't seen firsthand of how great of a camp it is. But I've heard from so many people that it is a fantastic camp, fantastic staff to have for that camp. Uh, a lot of players you can get to learn from at that camp. So that's always an exciting time of the year when that camp comes to town at Hilton Head High School, and hopefully I can get out there one day and see what this camp is about and what makes it so special.
For sure. I was able to get there last year, and I had a ton of fun. Even just watching the kids, and I feel like sometimes the counselors were having as much fun as the kids were, if not more. They get into it with the drills they do at the end. They have competitions between one another, and it's a ton of fun. So I really enjoyed watching that and being a part of it. Once again, May 17th to 19th, grades K through 8th. So kindergartners all the way up to the 8th graders. And, if you have not registered now, if there are, hopefully there's still spots open, but it's definitely something that goes by. The signups normally go by fast, so get yours as soon as possible. But these kids, I mean, it's just really fun because a lot of these kids know who these players are, and that makes it even more exciting. We've had NFL guys in the past. We've had college stars, and they just love to keep coming back and be a part of it. And that speaks to BJ Payne and what he's cultivated over here for a decade plus at Hilton High. And you got to have that kind of solid reputation to continue to build this program and this camp. So he's doing great work, and so are these counselors coming back. And I think the best part is just seeing all the Seahawks. Puna, larger than life over here. Jalen Sneed, about to have a tremendous year for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, coming off an excellent 2023 season. Got talked to him a bit last year, and I think he could have a breakout season this fall. So I'm excited to see him, and of course Puna now with the Los Angeles Chargers.
Yeah, man. A lot of great talent that's come out of Hilton Head over the last few years, and so exciting to keep track of some of the players that have now gone and played at the are now playing at the next level and even at the pro level. So, this camp is where it can start for you to potentially become that next big thing here in the Hilton Head Bluffton Loco area. And this camp, is a great way, with the staff and the players you can get to learn from. It is a great way to, especially when you're a seventh and eighth grader, uh, get ready for the next step to the varsity level of of football, and it's a great stepping stone. It's a very exciting camp. I hope to get out there for at least one of those days and just see what this camp is about, and what is so great about this camp. And so I am looking forward to it, and I
Yeah, just
cannot
a week
wait
away.
for it to come down.
Friday, May 17th through Sunday the 19th. So looking forward to that, and it's always one of the fun activities I get to be a part of during the springtime, and it's really great for those kids. I'm excited for that to happen again, and yeah, it's been going on for a while now. It's been at least what 10 years or so, or coming close to
Yeah, I
that.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. And you see, like kids who used to be a part of it are now counselors of it, which is really awesome.
Yeah, that is really
Yeah,
cool. It is really
but
special to see some of those
yeah,
kids come.
special stuff there for BJ Payne, Hilton Head Seahawks football head coach. Let's go ahead and shout out to our varsity sponsors here, and we appreciate all they do for LowcoSports, and we will start with DDS Web Design. And we're doing so much online these days. If you have a website that's not getting clicks, or maybe you just need a website, DDS Web Design will get you your site up and running quickly and use the best search engine optimization tactics to make sure that you get found online. David Denise and the team at DDS especially love working with small businesses and nonprofits to help them do more and think bigger. Check them out at ddshhi.com and tell them that Lowco sent you. The Parker Law Group, they've been serving folks with their legal needs across Hampton, Colleton, and Jasper counties for years, and we appreciate their support to allow us to continue to expand our coverage in these counties and shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Low Country. And our good man Ambrose at Rooted Living Wellness. Go see him for more amazing tips about self-care and your body and how to feel better. He does amazing things over at Rooted Living Wellness, and we appreciate him a lot, as well as Revenants Wrestling Club, which helped sponsor our local grind podcast this past winter. And hopefully we'll get some more episodes out soon, because we've got some MMA action going on throughout the spring and summer. So I'll definitely keep you on top with those, and appreciate all they do to help cultivate wrestling here in the Low Country. And now, well, let's go back into the spring sports and give a little first look or a preview on this Hilton Head Christian Academy and PD Academy Championship Series. And we got to see this PD team, and I just want to see your initial reaction to what you thought from them and how Hilton Head Christian Academy, how you think they could do against this PD squad as we get ready for Game 1 on Monday.
Yeah, I mean, we watched their number one pitcher play on I believe it was a Wednesday. I think it was on
Yeah,
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And what one arm he has. I mean, that dude knows how to pitch a ball game. And so this is a storied PD Academy baseball program. I mean, they won the state championship when I was playing. They won, I believe, 2 or 3 more after that. I mean, they're known for winning state championships. They're known for getting to the state championship series. It's a storied program with a great coaching staff. And they showed it tonight. I mean, we thought Prep had the better game plan in terms of pitching going into this game, and it's unfortunate. Tough way to end the season for Prep. They fought their way through the playoffs. I don't know if we really expected them to get this far into the playoffs. We knew like they were a good team going into this, but I don't even think Coach Wells didn't really know what to expect from this team going into the playoffs. And boy, did they really impress us throughout the playoffs. Going all the way through until you they finally lost their first
Yeah,
game
neck
against
and neck.
PC on Wednesday, and then of course you lose your second game tonight to PD and knocks you out, finishes your season off. But hats off to the Dolphins, man! What a season that they had. Really impressive. And we're not. I don't think we need to go into the numbers of that game. It's just not
Right.
something we need to do.
Yeah,
But
no, the score tells it all pretty much, but
yeah,
if it just the PD squad, they're talented. They've got high-end pitching. We talked about Richardson. I expect that they'll throw out their top guy in game one, but you never know. We'll see how they kind of decide to play it. They'll have some rest heading into the series. What do you expect on the Hilton Christiani side of where you think they'll go to set the stage for this first game at home? And it's a big opportunity to really take that first contest and defend home field.
yeah. I expect game one. I think they're going to go with Zane Wilson for game one. That's kind of my expectations when it comes to who they pitch to start game one. You go with uh, Zane Wilson for game one, and then you have an option for game two. You can either go with the lefty James Crosby, or you can go with Hayden Brooks. I mean, you got an option there going into game two, which is always nice when you have pitching depth. You have an option of who can pitch for game two, and I expect them to play their game the way they've played all season long. Dominant, finding multiple ways to get on base. The thing we saw with PD is that game on Wednesday. They gave Prep kind of a taste of their own medicine, where they played that small ball kind of mentality, bunt to get base hits, bunt to advance runners. Just try to find different ways to score runs, and they certainly did on
They
Wednesday,
force
and
them to make
they
mistakes,
definitely
and
did
I think
again
that's the
today.
big thing is that they force Prep to make some tough plays defensively, and they made some mistakes, and
Yeah,
PD capitalized off it, and that's what good teams do. I mean, they put
yeah,
runners on, and they make you make plays, and when and put balls in play, and you can't do that, it helps you out if you're a PD and able to get some runs on the board, and it just kind of overwhelmed Hilton Prep in that game. But you need good execution defensively for Hilton Christiani, and you're going to need some solid pitching from your starters. And Zane Wilson has delivered from when I've seen him on the mound, especially in the playoffs. And that's you want to turn to the guy that will get you that great chance of going off to that strong hit start in a 3-game series. So I think that's the right move there for HHCA, although they have a couple of arms you mentioned who they could certainly turn to, and we'll see how Coach Wilkerson goes about that. And what a great story that is. I mean, this is it for him as he's transitioning to 80 role, but what an opportunity to go out on top and have this last game at home. Gotta be an emotional one for him as he looks to start off this championship series.
yeah. I will be honest. Him deciding to move full time to the AD role kind of threw me off by surprise. I was like, I think he can do both at the same time, and it's up to him. That's his choice. I hate to see him go from what is a program that he built from the ground up. When he came in, Helmet Christian Academy's baseball program was just kind of in the weeds. They just could not find a way to produce good baseball players and good teams, and they were struggling. And he came in and built that program and got him back to what they used to be. Solid playoff teams, and now he's got a program who's now about to go and try to go for their first state title in 14 years. I mean, that's really impressive work by J.W. Wilkerson that he over the years, and what a great coaching staff.
That's right. Yeah, 24 runs in the last 2 games. That's impressive, and we kind of saw it coming in that first game. I was on the call with Javon Drew Beauforton, and they just couldn't get the key runs when they needed to and just left a lot of runners on. But you kind of saw what could happen if they were able to produce it. And we saw the fruits of that those last 2 games where they continued to pile up runs and got the bats hot. And that's what this team's capable of. And now they get the opportunity against PE Academy. Got to be exciting for you as a Hilton Christian Academy alum. 14 years, been a long wait. I expect an amazing atmosphere I mean, we talk about Patrick Henry, but the cage always brings it in the sport, and they've had some great crowds in baseball. I feel like this is going to be the best yet on Monday night.
Yeah, and it's special because not many of the sports have a state championship game at home, So this is going to be really fun, and I think the crowd's going to show out for this one. And I cannot wait. I know I'm definitely 100% going to be there on Monday night for that first game, and I'm super excited, man. I have waited so long for this chance for the program that I love, the program I grew up playing through middle school and high school. I was a part of this baseball program, and to see where they are right now, it makes me smile. It makes me smile because I know that the time is here. The time is now here for us to capitalize. We have a chance of bringing home a state title for the first time in 14 years. I know during my playing days we came close twice. We got to the semifinals twice and just couldn't capitalize, and it was always so frustrating. But now to see us finally get to that state championship stage, it's so rewarding and so relieving because finally after all these years I finally get to see the baseball program I grew up watching and playing for finally make it to the big stage. And it's going to be a tough battle against PD Academy. I expect PD to do a little bit of what they did with prep, find ways to have the Eagles of Hilton Head Christian make tough plays, but I just think Hilton Head Christian Academy is just they're ready to go, and they have a bit more rest going into this game than PD does, but I think it's going to be a great series. I expect it. I believe it can go to 3 games. I mean, both teams are very good teams.
Yep, I'll take HHCA in 3. I'll say the Eagles win the first game, and PD response makes it 1-1, and then we get a neutral site game 3 for all the marbles, which would be a ton of fun. And I'm excited to see it unfold. I mean, we haven't had a baseball championship series just with a Lowco team playing in it for a while. So, I mean, we've seen prep, although we did have Patrick Henry, we did have PHA last year, but give credit to them, but we have not had many. And so great to see Hilton Head Christian Academy and the Eagles in this final series. So that's going to be a ton of fun and great, really cool for you. First spring covering the team at LowcoSports, and they're in the state championship series. So that's really cool. And I think the first game I got to call with you in terms of Lowco besides USCB was that HHGA girls basketball state championship, which was a ton of fun against JP2. And speaking of that, we'll have some more home games, state championships, keys of home games tomorrow in soccer. But first, let's get to the Lowco Booster Club, starting with the Court Lifestyle Pros, Low Country Native selling Lowco Lifestyle on Hilton Head Island. We got Barefoot Floor Care, Chris Sodom here to talk about clean floors, wood floors, tile floors, vinyl floors. He can do it all, and call Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country to get those floors so clean your feet will thank you. We got Prime IV open in Belfair Town Village. Go get juiced up. And Eagle Creations, one of the area's best kept secrets for those of us who spread volunteering and be an important leader and supporter for each other. And they do a great job of that. They provide incredible Southern gear, jerseys, hats, promotional items, proudly Southern custom gift baskets, and Bill and Manny do great work over there. So we appreciate Eagle Creations. And then Jay's Barbershop, place to be over in Ridgeland, South Carolina. And I have a ton of great memories over there with having a live show during football season where we get to cover the Thomas Hayward Rebels, and you talked to Jay, and that was a ton of fun. So I appreciate them. And then as well as Revive Rehab, Women's Health and Pelvic Floor Physical Therapy, who provide great services with baby shower sprinkles and more. And we appreciate all of our Lowco Booster Club sponsors. And now it is time to do our shout outs. we don't have many to choose from, although we have only a couple games, but I will give you the first pick of the draft. Who are you taking for your shout-out?
I got to go with Anna Carabao. What a game she put on tonight. I couldn't think of anyone else. I was going to give her to you, but I couldn't think of anything else. She had a great game tonight. One of the better pitch games, and she's had a lot of great games this season on the circle for May River. But this might be one of the best ones I've seen her put together this year. A complete game, 0 runs, earned runs, 6 hits allowed, and 2 strikeouts. Again, don't pay attention to that two strikeouts because we talked about this earlier. They are a really bat to ball, ground ball type of team, and and then on the other side of things, she went 2 for 5 with 2 doubles and 3 RBIs. I mean, what an impressive night for Anna Carabao and the May River Sharks, man. What a way to fight through the losers bracket and now have a chance of making it to the lower state finals if they can win 2 against West Florence.
And I will go with her teammates and their other one part of the 1-2 punch of the circle, Olivia Nagel, but not just her pitching performances. She was a beast at the dish as well, 3 for 4 with a double. So doing it with her bats alongside her tremendous pitching prowess. And what a great addition that she has been to this team. And I believe she's only a freshman, if I'm not mistaken. So incredible young star who has elevated this favorite team to another level this year. So, great to see that from Nagel. She has been a heck of a spark plug, no matter where she fits in to this lineup. So they have so many incredible talents and young players stepping up and veterans leading the way, which you got to have. Put a successful team out there on the field in the playoffs. So really excited for her, for Nagel and this favorite team still alive. They're in the final 8, trying to get to the potential Final Four of the Skiza 4A softball playoffs. But that will about do it. But before we wrap it up, we got another big day tomorrow, especially on the soccer field. How about this? We got 2 Skiza state championship games right here at the Lowco. Starting at noon, Holy Trinity against Beaufort Academy, both on the girls' side, and then Hilton Head Prep, JP2. I'm excited for both. Holy Trinity BA, that's been a great rivalry over the years. Both teams with tremendous success. But then HHP, Hilton Head Prep against John Paul II. It kind of just seems like JP2 is on the cusp of pulling off the upset in this matchup, especially when you have Grace Maxwell in goal and you have a scrappy group of players on that team. I mean, part of me wants to pick JP2 for the upset, but I just think Hilton Head Prep is too much to overwhelm you, and I got to go with the Dolphins.
Yeah, I agree. I think I got to go with the Dolphins in this one. They're too strong of a team. JP2's made it interesting with them in previous games earlier in the regular season, but just in the end, I think Prep's just overall the better team, and I can't go against Hilton Head Prep. I would love to see the upset from JP2 because I think they can do it, but I just got to go with Hilton Head Prep because I just think they're too strong of a team, too fast of a team for JP2 to hang in there for 2 full halves.
Yeah. But as I said earlier, if they're able to hold them down the first couple, 20, 40 minutes, and then keep it tight in that second half, JP2 will have the opportunity to maybe try to play more defensively and play for penalty kicks, and certainly it would take against Hilton Head Prep if they're able to keep this scoreless or a low-scoring game. So I think it could be potential of being a surprisingly close contest, but I also feel like it could be like a 5-0 game. And I would be surprised if it's 5-0 at all because of Hilton Head Prep.
No, it is Prep. Yeah, that's just how good they are. And then we got the other game, Beaufort Academy and Holy Trinity. Yeah. Man, they've played twice already this year. Holy Trinity's won both, but something tells me something's pushing me to say I think Beaufort Academy could come out with the upset and win the third matchup. I think that would be really impressive. And
never easy to be a team 3 times in a year. It's never a simple task. And you have ability to scout kind of what you've done. And this is a BA team that has had excellent success these last few years.
Yeah.
Holy Trinity's been a powerhouse in 2A, 1A, but I could definitely see the Eagles knocking them off this year. That should be a fun game as well. So a nice doubleheader.
Yeah.
They'll be over there to cover those two, and we'll recap
I'll be there as well.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I can't wait to go over. I'm going to start off the morning going over to the Mayfest in downtown Bluffton. That's tomorrow. Go and spend some time with my mom, before Mother's Day, and then go over and watch what should be two great games against four really, really good teams.
Yeah.
I am excited to witness all of that at Hilton Head Christian Academy tomorrow.
Should be a ton of fun, but we also have a couple more contests going on. We mentioned Maver softball at West Florence, but we also have the Beaufort Eagles, the baseball team, in action in an elimination game at 1 o'clock against Camden, playing for their seasons. Tough loss against Waccamaw, but do not count out this Eagles squad up against Camden. That should be a competitive ball game, and hopefully the Eagles can make the season continue and pick up a road win. They had the tough luck of the draw where they got the first two games are both on the road. They didn't have the luck with the H's, so they had to go to Waccamaw. Now they have to go to Camden, and it will be an elimination game for the Eagles. So we wish them the best of luck, and all four of our Skeeza teams competing for state championships, and we're guaranteed 2 champs, which is always fun. It's nice to have that locked up where you get to have at least one state champion both those games. So that's pretty cool. And then May River as well at West Florence, and then also the track and field lower state qualifiers, 2A at Woodland and 4A at Ridgeview. So I'll definitely give you some updates over on the track for how that goes. If we get some tomorrow, if not, definitely on Monday. So, Max, that'll about do it for tonight's show. A pleasure being with you and talking local sports. We should have Justin Jarrett on again back here tomorrow to wrap it all up and crown a pair of state champs. Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow, and I can't wait to have Justin back on the show with us. Feels kind of weird not having him here, but I had a lot of fun doing this with you tonight. I had a great time out at the farm with you, and look forward to having another great day out with you at Hilton Head Christian Academy to crown 2 state champions. Should be a terrific afternoon, and we'll look to see who will take the trophies. Well, they're already home, so they'll have to take the trophies, although they're not their schools. But they don't have to go far once they win those trophies, take them back to their campus. Sure. But, I'm excited for those, and we'll wrap it all up tomorrow night on a special Saturday edition of the Lowco Lowdown. So for Max Arraj, I'm Wes Kerr. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, go Lowco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Lowco.